you, you might be able to feel that the future is rapidly approaching. Once the war starts, it continues. It doesn't necessarily take a break and then resume. So the whole situation with the pandemic could represent the war. And what's the war with? Nature, with the earth itself. You could say that the earth has gone to war with humanity. Now, we avoid the doomsday prophecies. We've been speaking about the earth, the importance of acknowledging, recognizing, honoring, etc., etc. And we will say that it is the nemesis for the human nature that has created this battle that they face. And of course, it's not just with the virus. You see, it's the fire, the water, the air, and it's not necessarily going to improve. You know what war is. You know what happens with war. There's battles, and then they continue until someone surrenders, you might say. Or, you know, how do you define losing a war? And this individual might have some insight into that. How is it defined that this particular participant, how did they lose? Or how do you define that you lost the war? It doesn't necessarily mean that every soldier is dead, does it?
No.
It doesn't mean that everything is annihilated or destroyed. But there are always some resolutions that need to be made. So what's happening within humanity at the moment is the resolutions you make within your own character. What do you change about your character in order to proceed unharmed by the rapid fire that's going back and forth between the nature and the humans? You know, of course, sometimes soldiers are killed by their own team. This happens. Of course, the ancient people took a different view of life. They had a level of reverence towards the gods. And what are the gods, really? The creators. Who's creating? They gave many times the credit to a god for creating something good on the earth, didn't they?
Yep.
They also gave credit to gods for creating something not so good on the earth. And they took more responsibility, you might say, for their actions, their decisions. They were, in fact, of a higher level of consciousness. And this you can often determine by the art. What type of art was created during that period will give you insight into how conscious were the people that were alive. So if you look at many artistic expressions today, you see often a lack of consciousness or awareness. What are they aware of? A lot of it is discordant. It's not beauty, etc. Each of you have a pretty good idea what needs to be changed within the human nature. what would make a better, more cooperative world. And when we say cooperative, we mean cooperating with nature. You know, this is what often has been overlooked in the creativity of man. As they create, are they considering, well, how does nature benefit from this creation? And for this period in humanity, nature has been overlooked. There's a great arrogance and selfishness of within the expression. So, okay, as you walk through the site, you want to represent humanity. Well, every one of your brothers and sisters, and you want to have each footstep as a type of apology to the nature, to the great Mother Nature. Just an apology. Forgive us. We don't set yourselves apart from the brothers and sisters, because then this is your ibris. If you believe that because of your develop of consciousness that you are superior to the rest, that can become your nemesis.
Okay.
And the gods are not necessarily separate from nature, are they? Nature often works through your body, whether it's an ache, a pain, you know how many times and how many things can manifest in your physical form that may be representing your ibris, your tendency to overconfidence or superiority. They're two different things, actually. The superiority to the brothers and sisters, it doesn't necessarily help them. It doesn't necessarily serve the on the battlefield, you know. You're not going to grab the weapon out of the soldier next to you and say, I'm a better soldier than you are, because you'll put yourself in harm's way and get shot at first. You understand why it's important to maintain a level of humbleness in your evolutionary process as a pilgrim of spirit on the planet Earth. All of you love the earth, and the future is open for a greater service to the fellow man. Don't damn them, because then you're damning yourself. So, to make it simple and brief, as you're walking, you're humbling yourself as representatives of the human race to the goddess, asking for her forgiveness for all of you. Don't criticize them. Don't belittle them. Have compassion for them, for their level or a lack of evolvement. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, questions?
About what?
We don't want to have a big talk today. We'll have a talk with you tomorrow.
Okay.
So we don't want to do it here because it's a long way you have to go.
Okay, no questions from me.
Anything for you?
Yes. Are there any steps that everyone can use in order to survive in this war?
Let's say for the last 24 years we've been giving
The
that
steps.
we've been giving that information out. Slowly, step by step, person by person. Simplify your life. Downsize. Don't have so many possessions. Take only what you need. Watch your own excess. Be kind to your fellow man. Be thankful. Be grateful to the earth. Be conscious of your footsteps, what you're feeling, what you're thinking when you're walking. Take care and forgive. It's a necessary battle. It's a necessary war, you might say. Nature is fully awake and is ready to take over so that the two-leggeds must learn a new way to walk on the Great Mother. The native Aboriginal tribes knew the way. The modern man is very, very far from nature. Good day.